All praise is due to Allah. Man, let's give Brother Ansar a round of applause. Let me say this. I was, did y'all hear me back there bearing witness?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Did you hear me back when he said upside? You heard me say, damn. Right? When he say inside, out. Is that right?
That's right.
Everything that he told you, we're gonna give him some time. We're gonna give him a Sunday, because that brother there, he's filled with the Spirit. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I'm never in a hurry to come behind him because he helps my spirit.
Yes, sir.
He helps me, in my preparation to come before you. And I'm telling you, if you are not or have not no way been moved by what brother has said to us this morning, my goodness. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You are the people of God. And when you hear the word of God, no matter who it's coming from,
That's right.
or where it's coming from,
Go ahead, man.
you should feel something.
That's right.
You are God's people. You ain't to be played with today.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
You hear what I'm
Very
saying?
true. Yes, sir.
You are
Very
not
true.
to be played with.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
telling you, let me first open up properly. Allow me to open in the name of Allah, beneficent and merciful, the one God to whom all praise is forever due, the Lord of the worlds.
Mm-hmm.
He came in person, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. In the person of Master Father Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever. And we thank him for coming and for raising in our midst a divine leader, teacher, and guide, his messenger.
Right.
We know him to be the Messiah,
That's right.
sitting at the right hand of the Father, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, a man who is alive and in power. I know the world says that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is dead. But if God did not come and raise a messenger for you and I would not have a chance
Come on, man.
living in white America.
Yes, sir.
You wouldn't have a chance.
Yes, sir.
But God did not stop with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
No, sir.
In 1977, around 1978, his chief student, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, pardon me, decided to rebuild the work of his father,
Yes, sir.
the Nation of Islam. And you are members of the Creator's nation.
That's right.
You belong to the Creator. The Creator made you. Is that right?
That's right.
He's responsible for you being here, not the white man. Brother said that white people aren't even responsible for the fact that they're white. I wanna extend him the invitation to come before us and talk about what he's. I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yes, sir.
I want him to come talk about it.
Yes, sir.
He got a problem with white folks.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We should all have a problem with white
Yes,
sir.
sir.
folks. Is that right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
You see? But we got to understand who these people are and how they got to be here on our planet.
Yes, sir.
So in those holy and righteous names, God coming in the person of Master Father Muhammad, and God raising this beautiful Georgia-born black man, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and their chief student, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I greet you with the greeting words of peace and of paradise. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, sir.
How's everyone?
Fine,
Fine,
sir.
I want to thank all of you for joining us this morning. Brother, he really, I came ready to say something. Now I feel like I need to say something else.
Yes, sir.
All praise is due to Allah. But the subject we want to deal with this morning is, who is this mystery God? Who is this mystery God? Now, we say, or we were taught, that God was a mystery. Is that right?
That's right.
You can't see him. You can't touch him. You can't really comprehend his existence. He's just a mystery.
Right.
Nobody knows, listen to this, nobody knows him.
Right.
Nobody knows where he is. Right? But he's a mystery. Right? Well, why then does the scripture in describing the God that we serve, refer to him as him, his, king, ruler. Is that right?
Yes.
Have you ever thought about that?
Yes.
See, how can you be the original people, be a human being, yet your creator be a mystery? Come on.
Good teaching.
Where did you come from? What's at the origin of this mystery? See, brothers and sisters, if you believe that God is a mystery, then you don't have the vehicle by which to solve your particular problems. Have you ever thought about that? See, everything in the heavens and the earth got here by a law. You came into existence based on a certain law. Is that right?
That's right.
There are laws and truths that uphold the universe. Is that right?
That's right.
Now, if you don't know or understand the laws and the truths that uphold the universe, then those who understand the laws and the truths that uphold the universe can take advantage of you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You have been thoroughly taken advantage of. Now, the people that teach that God is a mystery, they don't believe that God is a mystery. They know that God is real.
Right.
They know that God is and works through human beings.
That's right.
That's what they know. Now, whenever you got a problem, I heard brother opening up, he said you pray. Is that right?
That's right.
Well, you just don't pray. You got to get up, right, and go to work to bring into reality that which you have prayed for. Is that right?
Yeah.
In the church, they have a sentence called PUSH. You know, you say push, pray until something happens. That's your religion. Just keep praying, right? With your hands like this, right? In an unmovable motion, on your knees, and just saying, Father, just pray. I mean, probably, help me, Father, help me. And then you sit there and see if any help will come to you. See, that's a mystery God.
Come on, brother.
You cannot explain
That's right.
a mystery God.
That part.
You understand? Because they kept the truth of God from you.
Right.
Now, what if I told you that God was in you?
Go ahead.
What if I told you that? What if I told you that you are the original people made in the likeness and in the image of God? What kind of life would you live if you knew that the kingdom that you're looking for is sitting right up in you? See what I'm saying? But you don't believe that, right? The brother, I mean, he must have been helping my subject. Had to be. We didn't talk. Did we talk last night?
No, sir.
We didn't talk at all. He said you look outward. Is that right?
right.
He said you look for the drugs. You look for the alcohol. Is that right? That's what he said. And that's exactly what you do. But what if I told you that the God that you are looking for is sitting right up inside of you?
Right.
What if I told you that you actually have the power to produce the heaven that you say that you're looking for?
Right.
It's sitting right up inside of you.
Right.
But your enemy tell you, say, look, this is the deal, Negroes. This is the deal, right? When you go back to the earth, right, somebody's going to come and blow a trumpet.
Right.
And then after they blow that trumpet, you're going to come through the casket,
Right.
through the concrete,
Right.
through the grass, and then you're going to fly up,
Right.
and you're going to live in this heavenly plane
Right.
forever.
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 Right.
They tell you.
Minister Farrakhan teaches us that living forever would be a tragedy.
Right.
Living forever ain't where it's at. Because living forever, you get to see the same thing, right, over and over again.
Right.
If I give you your favorite food, what's your favorite fruit? My favorite food is cauliflower. My favorite food is salmon. Whatever your favorite food is, right? If I give it to you every day, what happens? You get tired of it.
Right.
But it's your favorite. Life is like that. If I can freeze brother in time, just freeze him in time. Right now, I'm 19 years old. I'm 19.
Yes, sir.
Don't let the gray hair fool you.
Yes, sir.
Right? And you freeze me in time. which means that, I'm not going to age anymore. I'm going to stay 19. Right? How many times can I get married? How many funerals can I go to? How many children can I have? And grandchildren till I have? Until finally I come to the place where I say, Father, I'm done. How many times can I watch the sun rise in the east and set in the west before I say to myself, Father, I'm done? And believe it or not, you got the power to live like that. Believe it or not, in the black man and the black woman is the power for you to live as long as you want to live. Ain't no set time for the righteous to die.
Right.
If you know how to eat, if you know how to think, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
when you come into your purpose for being here, right, you can set to die. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us it takes 70 years just to learn how to live.
That's
Right.
You check it out at 65. This is us, the black man.
Right.
The life expectancy for you in America right now is your late 60s.
Yeah.
They don't project that you're going to live any longer than that. You have not lived long enough to learn how to live.
Right.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
All of this is because you and I have been taught of a mystery God.
That's right.
But God is no mystery.
That's right.
And the coming of God in the person of Master Farad Muhammad is to make you and I know the reality of God.
Right.
Y'all with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All praise is due to Allah. Now look, I was listening to Minister Farrakhan as I was preparing, and he asked this question. He said, what does that do to the mind of a slave to believe that God is a mystery? To believe that, we don't understand cause and effect. We don't understand that. We never thought about it. Why does it rain? What makes rain? What makes hail? What makes snow and earthquakes? You ever thought about that? We haven't even thought about it, right? The questions in our supreme wisdom, not only does it ask what, it asks who. See, whenever we talk in the scripture about a mystery, there's somebody trying to stand before you and explain something to you that they themselves don't know. I can't teach. Look, that over there is a multiplication chart. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay? And I go over here and I try to teach you your timetables. Is that right?
That's right.
Can I teach you that which I don't know?
No, sir.
Can you teach something you don't know? So look at the definition. Anything that is kept secret or remains unexplained or unknown. How can I teach you something that I don't know? If a preacher or anybody comes to you telling you that God is some spooky inferior being that's a mystery, they need to sit down.
Right.
Because they're trying to teach you something that they themselves don't know or understand.
Right.
Right.
So now you're left, right, at your own vices, trying to figure out who God is,
Right.
where God is,
Right.
where did God come from?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You're left at your own vices because all of those who have tried to teach you have always told you that the God that you serve is beyond your ability to understand it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying, brother?
Yes, sir.
Okay? Look at this. Any affair, thing, person that presents features or qualities so obscure as to arouse curiosity or speculation. Look, we don't need no speculation today. We have to know for ourselves as black people, original people, who God really is.
Right.
Because believe it or not, the world does not know who God is.
Right.
They don't know who God is. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that at one time, this whole earth the earth was larger than it is right now.
Right.
At that time, it was 35,000 miles in circumference.
Right.
And that 66 trillion years ago, an explosion took place.
Right.
And in that explosion, there was a great separation. And at the time of that great separation, that the reality of God was hidden. The secret of God has not been known to the world for the last 66 trillion years.
Yes, sir.
That's how long you've been here. Now, you believing in the mystery God, talk about this whole thing got started 6,000 years ago. See, that's because we don't read, we don't study. A brother that was teaching a lecture on the mystery God says that they have been fighting roaches for 350 million years.
Wow.
350 million years they've been fighting roaches. Now but this man that teach you about the mystery God, he gonna tell you that this whole thing just got started 6,000 years ago. See, we can believe that because we don't know who we are. See, and that's a problem for you. It's a problem for me. It's a problem for us because without that knowledge, we can't navigate through life believing that everything is just a mystery.
Right.
Yes, sir.
We gotta figure this thing out.
Right.
In order for us to be able to do that, which is going to make us successful. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Now look, you must, if you never come back here again, get you a copy of the Message to the Black Man. This is, listen to what I'm saying, this is the most important book that has been written since the founding of this country.
Come on.
This one right here.
Yes, sir.
If you ain't got this, all the books on your shelf mean nothing. I don't care who wrote them. I'm telling you, I don't give a damn who wrote them. Professor this one, professor that one, right? If you ain't got a copy of this, right, you done, brother. Because this book is to shed light on everything that we need to have. Can I read something from the book?
Yes, sir.
Now look, all praise is due to Allah. When you open up a book, you see a preface here, right? The preface is the reason that the person wrote the book. Brother Jabril Muhammad, may Allah, bless that brother. He's alive, I'm just saying, may Allah bless him. He taught us about books. He taught us about why it's important to read the introduction before you read the book. He taught us why it's important for us to read the preface before we read the book.
Right.
Because that gives us insight into the reason that the person wrote the book. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So you just don't get a book off the shelf. If you don't take the time to read the introduction or take time to read the preface, you may find that as you go into the book that you're wasting your time. That this is not the book that you need to read. But let me tell you this right here. This is the reason why you need to read this book. It says, as we near the exhaustion of the wisdom of the world, which has not been able to shed enough light on our path in search for that supreme wisdom to keep us from stumbling and falling, now we seek the wisdom of Allah. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
This world has not been able to shed enough light on your path. The so-called miseducated American Negro has not been able to shed enough light on the path. The best knower and guide in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, whom praises of you forever. The reader will find that light in this book. You say we shall know the truth, huh? Right?
Right.
And the truth shall set us free. Right?
Right.
Okay. The scripture says, how can they know unless they have a teacher or a preacher? Is that right?
Right.
And how can they have that preacher or that teacher unless that preacher or teacher be what? Sent. Okay. Is the white man going to teach you or send you somebody to teach you the mysteries? Is the white man going to send you somebody to clear up your misunderstanding? He's not going to do it. Because it is your misunderstanding and our ignorance that keeps us in this condition.
Right.
That's all it is. You are the people of God. You are the righteous by nature.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Your power is in your ability to do and to be right.
Come on.
Yes,
sir.
That's where your power is. When you start lying, you start losing your power.
Right.
When you make a decision to cheat somebody, you start losing your power.
Right.
When you start deceiving, when you start making excuses for not doing that which you know you should do, you begin to lose power.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
The
sir.
black man is a man of power.
Right. That's right.
Right.
That's who you are.
Right.
These lessons say that you are the best. You are the righteous.
Right.
You are the powerful.
Right.
You can't be the rest. You can't be the best, the righteous, and the powerful living a lie.
Right.
You can't be the best, the righteous, and the powerful under believing that God is just a mystery.
Right.
We got to clear that up.
Right.
We got to throw that kind of teaching away because we need real answers because we have what? As brother said, real problems.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We don't teach no spookism up in here. God is just spooky. Just, like, Casper the Friendly Ghost or something.
Right.
No, sir. God is no ghost.
Right.
He's a man
That's right.
in whom the spirit and the wisdom is exercised through that vessel.
Right. Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And once you come to understand that, then the power that's locked up in each and every one of you will be released.
Right.
There's a power in you that's got to be released.
Right.
Right? You're like a black pearl. All of you are like beautiful, shiny black pearls. See? And in the pearl, there's life, there's light, and there's power. Right?
Right.
It is the belief in God, the real God, and the belief in yourself that releases the power that's sitting up in you.
Right.
You didn't hear that.
Come on.
You didn't hear that.
Say it again.
I said each and every one of you are beautiful black pearls. Shiny, beautiful black pearls. And in that pearl is light, life, and power. Okay? Now, you trying to say, now how am I going to get to that which is in? It's like somebody giving you a Mercedes Benz, but they don't give you the key to drive.
Look at it.
Here's a nice car, brother. Like that, 2013, brand new, SCL 500. It's yours, and I walk away. Brother Isaac, where's the what? Where's the what?
Key. Billy Sales.
Where's the key? I can't start it. I can't move it. I don't have the key. The key to unlock the power that's sitting up in you is the belief in the God that came for you, but also you got to believe in yourself.
Right. Come on.
Yes, sir.
That's the key. Now, once you got that key and you, boom, and you turn it, then that which is sitting up in you will come up out of you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's all in you. Nobody really needs to tell you what to do. Once you know and you find God. Look, we used to sing a song in church. I kept on searching until I found him. Right? And when I found him, he gave me feet so I can walk right. He adjusted my mouth so I can talk right. He gave me knowledge so that I can do right.
Right.
It didn't give it to me. She didn't give it to me. He gave it to me. He who?
Come on.
Who is the one that gave it to you?
The mystery.
Huh? Is he a mystery?
No, sir.
He's a mystery to you. You can't access it. God came that you would know him for yourself.
Right.
Right? You ought to know God. Y'all all right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Let me read something to you. Now, we read the preface. Now, in this book, now look, brother and sister, I'm telling you now, you got to get you You know, I just may have to just save some money and order some and just give them out. That's just how important the book is. You know? Who is that mystery God? Let's see what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says about the mystery God. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Now, you know, brothers and sisters, this is not really that difficult for us to understand. Let me find the page here. I'm sorry, brothers and sisters, right? For thousands of years, this is the writings of the messenger of God. For thousands of years, the people who did not have a knowledge of God, of the person or reality of God, worshiped their own ideas of God. Which means what? They made up gods for themselves. He has been made like many things other than what he really is. The Christians, our Christian brothers, no fault of their own. No, this is not our Christian brothers, because our Christian brothers didn't make up the religion of Christianity. They didn't force that on us. But they gave us Christianity. The Christians, the white Christians, refer to God as a mystery and a spirit and divide him into thirds. One part they call the Father, another part they call the Son, and the other part they call the Holy Ghost, which makes the three one. That is contrary to the nature of your nature, and it's contrary to the law of mathematics, because God don't work in fractions.
No, sir.
God does not use fractions.
Come on.
God is one.
Right.
And even when you're working with fractions, when your fractions are different, the first thing you have to do before you can work the fractions is you got to find what they call the lowest common denominator. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you can't work the fraction if you don't have the lowest common denominator. The lowest common denominator for each and every one of us is the fact that we are the original people.
Right.
That's the lowest common denominator. You all right?
Yes, sir.
Now, he goes on to say, they teach that God is a spirit, yet they say, listen to this. These are the characteristics of God. They teach that God sees. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Talk to me. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you hear?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Can you walk? Can you talk? Do you stand? Do you sit?
Yes,
Do
sir.
you ride? Do you fly?
Yes, sir.
Do you grieve? Do you sorrow?
Yes, sir.
I'm talking to you now. Do you do those things?
Yes, sir.
Well, all these things are the characteristics of God.
Right.
Yet he's called him his king, ruler. But then why is he such a mystery? Because they shrouded or hid the truth of God from you. In this book right here, on page 115, listen to this. A man named Henry Berry. Am I on the right page? 185, I'm sorry. This is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He quotes a delegate, Henry Berry, saying that while speaking in the Virginia House of Delegates in 1832 and describing the situation as existed at that time in many parts of the South, we have, as far as possible, listen very good, closed every avenue by which light may enter the mind of a slave. Did you hear that?
Yes.
They set up a barrier, is what he's saying. Now, why would they say that if they did not expect that someone would come for you?
Right.
You ain't listening to me. They set up the barrier.
Right.
They knew from the study of history and from the study of scripture that somebody is going to come for you.
Right.
Thomas Jefferson said, I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just and that his justice cannot sleep forever.
Right.
We're going to get the big payback.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody coming to get us back for what was done, for what we're doing to them. The book of Obadiah in this Bible says, as thou hast done, so shall it be what? Done unto you.
That's right.
When somebody do you wrong, what you say? Well, go round what?
Come around.
All right then.
That's right.
Well, all right then. Then if the white folks did you this way, then you should expect somebody to come and do to them what was done to you.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So what we're saying is that God now is coming to teach us the reality of things.
Right.
See? The Bible says that Jesus in the book of John, I believe it is, said, I'm going to go to the Father, but you ain't going to see me no more. You ain't going to see me no more. But when he, here it is again, not she, not it, when he comes, the Spirit of truth, a man coming, in whom is the Spirit of God himself.
Right.
When you look at the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you are looking at a man like that.
Right.
When you look at the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, you are looking at a man like that.
That's right.
They don't compromise on the truth.
Right.
It is the truth that's going to free you.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You shall know that definite article, a specific knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that's going to take you from your enemy.
Right.
You ain't going to come on your own. Because it's natural to fear that which you don't understand. The white man is your problem. You fear him because you don't know him. You fear him because you don't understand it. And they put that fear in us, as Brother Ansar explained to you, when we were babies.
Yes, sir.
So you take a man in front of his children and his wife and his community and set the man on fire.
Right.
Right in front of his wife and his children and his brothers and his sisters and his aunts. They say, what kind of beast is this? They hang your children from trees. Yahweh Elijah Muhammad said, you cannot fathom the depths of Satan. You cannot imagine what this white man will go through to keep power over you.
Right.
You can't imagine it, brother. You are too good in your nature to imagine that in the public school system right now, he's murdering millions of white babies just to keep your babies in check. You can't even imagine that, can you?
No, sir.
You can't do it. You can't imagine a man bringing down Twin Towers
Right.
and killing 3,000 people for some money.
Right.
You can't imagine that, can you?
No, sir.
It ain't in your nature to even think about doing anything like that. See? That's who you're dealing with. And this mystery has got to be revealed. So now you are at the end of the white man's world. When they say the world now is coming to an end, we're not talking about the earth. The earth obeys the law under which it is created. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
When we say the world is coming to an end, what are we really talking about? We're talking about an end to a culture, to beliefs, to philosophies that govern the current world.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That's the world that's coming to an end,
Right.
not the earth. The earth has been here, I told you, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us, for 66 trillion years. It's been spinning. And you've been being born and dying. New civilizations are built. More people come, they're born, and they die.
That's right.
And they're born, it's the same cycle. This has been going on for 66 trillion years. And now, at the end of Satan's rule, you and I are being introduced now to the reality of God. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, now listen to me now. This is not coming from me. I'm not this wise. I just thank God that I had sense enough to listen
Yes, sir.
and try to understand. Now, every Friday night, we have a study circle, which you can get on, where we discuss this study guide, the knowledge of God. We read, we discuss, right?
Right.
And we ask questions.
Come on.
Okay? Brother Kevin, how do you see it? Sister, how do you see it? Brother Erickson, how do you see it? Right? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Then we are given another book called The Supreme Wisdom. This book is the key to unlock the mysteries that you and I have been trying to solve. Okay? Let's go into the Supreme Wisdom. And let's see what the Supreme Wisdom says. Y'all all right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Now, we are taught that in the society, there's an 85%, there's a 10%, and there's a 5%. So if you add 85, 10, and 5, you get 100. Y'all with me?
Yes, sir.
The 85%. Who are these? Who is this section? These are the uncivilized people, the poison animal eaters, pork chops. Stop eating hog. The worms from the hog go up your spine. We don't have time to go real deep into it right now. They get up in your brain and they sound your mental powers. Okay? You are a beautiful people. You are the most beautiful people on the planet. But if you don't eat right and think right, it destroys your beauty appearance. Y'all hear what I just said?
Yes, sir.
You are the most beautiful people on the earth. But if we don't think right and we don't eat right, it destroys our beauty appearance. Okay?
Right.
Slaves, listen to this, from mental death and power. People who do not know the living God.
Right.
I said the living God. Okay? Or your origin in the world. And they worship that which they know not what. Okay? Now, when you go into the Holy Quran, and be careful because Brother Ansar is serious about his books. He don't play with his books. I know he's reading it, but this one is such a good condition you would never even believe that he read it. I'll be beating my books up.
Right.
You know, Brother Ansar don't do his books like this. He said, Brother Minister, he's gonna wrinkle up one of my pages.
Right.
Now listen to this. This is the Holy Quran. And we argue with discuss with our Orthodox Muslim brothers and sisters that you got to stop believing that God is a spook.
Yes, sir.
Listen to this. Say, oh disbelievers, talking to disbelievers, I serve not what you serve. Listen to the verse. I'm talking to a group of disbelievers. I serve not that which you serve. Nor, listen to this, do you serve him whom I serve. Y'all didn't hear that. You didn't hear it. Saying to the disbelievers, I don't serve that which you serve, nor do you serve him. Personal pronoun,
Right.
whom I serve.
Right.
Then it goes on to say, nor shall I serve that. What is that? What is that? Which ye serve. Nor, here we go again, do you serve him again, whom I serve.
Right.
Yahweh Elijah Muhammad said, the white man got us worshiping that which we know not what. Show me your God. Show him to me. If I say close your eyes, and I say spoon, fork, table, chair, an image will come up, right?
Right.
If I say God, what comes up in your mind? What comes up in your mind? That's even worse than a blank.
Right.
A white Jesus is worse than a blank. Mr. Farrakhan said Jesus is king. But if he's a white king, he needs to be overthrown because there is no justice in such system for you. No white Christian throughout the annals of history has ever given the black man justice. All praise is due to Allah. Right?
Right.
So, now that they got you worshiping that which you know not what, and we don't want to admit that we don't know, Because we've been taught this all of our lives.
Right.
You are easily led in the wrong direction, but hard to lead in the right direction. Right? The scripture talks about the sheep and the goat. Talking about animals of two different natures. You the sheep. You humble, right?
Right.
But you hard to lead in the right direction. The goat is the mischief maker. Is that right?
That's right.
That's why the white man calls his children kids. Because a kid is a baby goat.
Right.
Stop calling your children kids.
Right.
They're not goats.
Right.
Right.
They're descendants of the original people.
Right.
You have children.
That's right.
You have students. We have scholars. Is that right?
Right.
In the school system, they call your children kids.
Right.
Because that's the way they look at them.
Right.
As little mischief makers. You can't leave them by themselves. They can't be trusted on their own. So get all the little kiddos, all praise is due to Allah, get all the little kiddos and bring them this way. Bring all the kiddos and bring them that way. They're not kids. They're gods.
Right.
Right.
So now, if the philosophy is that your baby comes into this institution, if I'm receiving a God versus a goat, you're not hearing me, then the way I teach the child is going to be absolutely positively different. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Would you agree that the expectation would be different?
Yes, sir.
Would you you understand? Right? Because I'm looking at the child from a different perspective.
Right.
Right.
Right? The white man is the troublemaker. The white man is the mischief maker. That's why he's the big goat, and all the little goats, he calls them kids. Your kids are not the mischief makers.
Right.
And you are not the mischief maker. You are the victim of the mischief maker. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, once that mystery has been uncleared for you, then that makes you to see and to understand, man, I got to teach my son, I got to teach my children something different.
Right.
In a different way. Am I making sense to you?
Yes, sir.
In a different manner.
Right.
That's the 85%. Now, the 10%, we almost done,
Teach.
are the rich, the slave makers of the poor, who teach the poor lies to believe that the almighty, true and living God is a spook and cannot be seen with the physical eye. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, if you want to learn about God, just study his creation. You know something about the creation, or God, pardon me, by studying the creation. God is a God that believes in what? Organization. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Studying the creation will tell you that God is a planner.
Right.
Studying the creation will tell you that God is a provider.
Right.
Studying the creation will tell you that God cares for the creation and that he provides for his creation.
Right.
Now, if you are a child of God, then that means that you should be an organizer. You should be a planner. Is that right?
Right.
You should be a maintainer because you are a child of God. But the 10% is teaching you that none of that is existing. So now we have in a country where the top 4%, the top 4% of the country makes more money than the bottom 51%. Because the 85% are the victims of the 10%.
Right.
Are you following what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You are a victim of lies
Right.
because you believe that this thing is a mystery. You don't understand the laws of cause and effect. How did our community get into this condition?
Right.
We have to know who. This is 3rd grade, right?
Right.
Teacher go to the board, say, come on, gods. I'm not going to call you kids because we're in the classroom together. That's how I'm going to call you gods.
Right.
Come on, little gods. We're going to write on the board who, what, where, when, why. Is that right?
That's right.
And what?
How?
And how.
Right.
who did this, what happened to you? When did it happen? What happened? Why? And how? How deals with methodology. How deals with pathology. How did you go from being a pyramid builder to a project dweller?
Right.
How did that happen? See, if you're an 85%er, you don't even ask the question.
Right.
If you're an 85%er, you will live in conditions that are not tolerable
Right.
to people who know the answer if you're an 85%er. If you're an 85%er, you take things on face value.
Right.
As an 85%er, you question nothing
Right.
if it's coming from the white man.
Right.
You question nothing.
Right.
10%ers are the blood suckers of the poor. Blood is the life fluid of any living organism. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay? So we're talking about the blood of Jesus. Listen to this. They got the 85% taking communion.
Right.
They bring some, in my day, when I was younger, they used to bring Manischewitz grape. And they used to put it in little shot glasses. They don't do that no more. Now they just bring little cups. But we had a big thing. They had little shot glasses, and they'd be singing, I know it was the blood for me. One day when I was lost, he died upon the cross, and I know it was the blood for me.
Right.
Took it back a little bit, huh?
Right.
They whipped him all night long.
Right.
You understand? I know them songs, but I understand the significance of what you singing the truth, and you don't even understand what you're singing.
Yes, sir.
God, we sang a song in church that said, God gave us a song that the angels couldn't sing. What is that about? Don't you read in Revelations about a man going to the angels and getting a book, and that all the angels cast off their crowns? Singing a song that the angels couldn't sing means that God gave you a knowledge that was above anything that was ever given to any man before.
Right.
Come on.
God gave us a song that the angels couldn't sing. The lyrics go on to say that my Father is rich with mountains and with land, and that he holds the power of the world in his hand.
Right.
That ain't no spook.
Right.
That's a man.
Right.
This is what the 85% don't know and understand. But the knowledge is to come to you first. The mystery is to be cleared among you first. And then through you, you will clear up the mystery for the brown. You will clear up the mystery for the red. You will clear up the mystery for the yellow. Even if those that submit, you will clear up the mystery for the poor white.
That's right.
Come on.
That's right.
You, sister, you, brother,
Yes, sir.
it's you. The blood sucker. He sucks life from us. He sucks our economic life. Does he not?
Yes, sir.
He sucks our spiritual life. He sucks our intellectual life.
Right.
Right? And in sucking your economic life, your spiritual life, your intellectual life, right? He sucks your physical life, right? And you die an untimely death.
Right.
Yeah.
You die too soon. You as an original person cannot die in the mind of God of natural causes at 100 years. You didn't hear that either. In God's mind, original people cannot die of natural causes at 100 years old. Now, earlier in the lecture, all praise is due to Allah, we said that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said it takes 70 years just to learn how. Now I'm 59. All praise is due to Allah. So if I'm blessed to see 60, then Yahweh Elijah Muhammad said the next 10, I got to close this gap. Right?
Right.
Because now at 70, now it's like, now I've arrived. Now it's time to start living. So 30 more years is 100. But if I've learned what I need to learn up to 70, then I can live as long as I want. Well, how long would a person want to live? As long as you want to live. 150, 200. You got a lot of work to do. You got a lot to do, sister. I'm sorry. You can't do it in 60 years. You got a lot of work to do. You open up the Genesis and stuff, Methuselah, 996. Right? And then the numbers start retracting. Right? Some of them got 800. Some of them got 700. A few of them got 600. The numbers start going down. There's a reason for that. We ain't going into that today. But for you not to reach 100, we ain't even touched life. Now, what about the 5%? These are the troublemakers. See, we the 5%.
Right. Come on.
We the troublemakers. We making trouble for the 10%.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Right.
Because we trying to take back the 85%.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right? We the troublemakers.
Right.
Damn 5%ers. Right? They know the truth. They trying to teach the 85%. Listen to the 5%. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
They are poor, righteous teachers who do not believe in the teachings of the 10%. And, listen to this is talking about us, are all wise and know who the living God is, and teach that the living God is the Son of a man, the supreme what? Being. The black man of Asia, and teach freedom, justice, and equality to all of the human family of the planet Earth, otherwise known as civilized people. The question is asked, what is the duty of the civilized man? What's your duty once you know? Because the more you know, the more you owe. You ever hear that slogan?
Yes, sir.
To one much is given, what?
Required.
Much is what?
Much is required.
Much is okay. Right? So once you enter into the realm of the 5%, see, and some of us don't want to come into the realm of the 5% because some of us don't want to be responsible. You want to stay with the mystery God.
Right.
Because the more I know, see, the more I got to do.
Right.
I got other things to do. Like Brother Ansar said, I got to watch the game.
Right. Yes,
I
sir.
got other things to do. I got to barbecue on the weekend.
Yes, sir.
I ain't got time for that.
Yes, sir.
See? So a lot of us, believe it or not, there's fear of rejection,
Right.
right? There's also a fear of success.
Right.
You ever hear that?
Yes, sir.
Why you for fear to be successful? Because with success comes responsibility.
Yes, sir.
I have a responsibility to you based on what I know. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
See, God is going to hold me responsible. You better tell them, brother, whether they like it or not. It's not up to you. It's your job to make sure that they know. Either you are an 85%er, you're a 10%er, or you're a 5%er. You got to answer the question. It ain't for me to answer. But all of us fall into one of these particular categories. And just by looking at the way you are living your life will tell you which category you fall in.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to be a 85%er no more.
Right.
I was an 85%er before the brother gave me the tape of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I don't want to be a 10%.
Right.
I don't want to live off the ignorance of poor people, regardless of their class, creed, or color.
Right.
I want to be a 5%er,
Yes, sir.
making good trouble. Making good trouble
Yes, sir.
for the 85%.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Right.
And when you throw off this mystery God, and you come to understand the reality that you are a member of the Creator's nation, that you really are God, and that the God that you're looking for is sitting right up in you, this knowledge will begin to show you your real self. One of Brother Ansar's mentors, Abdul Rahman, I was reading an interview that he was doing. May Allah be pleased with that brother. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, I cracked Farrakhan.
That's right.
I cracked it.
That's right.
What does it mean to crack a man? Crack you wide open to extract that which God has put in you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
This teaching will crack you, brother. This teaching will crack you, sister. Crack you wide open. Begin to discover that which God has put in you.
Right.
God put diamonds and gold and silver and minerals in the earth.
Yes, sir.
And if you are the glory of God, what did God put in you?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Same thing.
Yes, sir.
Now, there's one thing to know that there's gold in there, right?
Right.
There's one thing to know that there's silver in there. It's another thing to get it out.
Right.
You can't walk around talking about you the golden child. You are the golden child. You telling the truth. How you gonna get the gold out?
There you go.
See, you gotta dig it out. You dig it out through faith. You dig it out through consistent study. You dig it out through consistent work. And as you begin to grow and study and work, your love and your faith increases.
Right.
And that gives you the power to crack that which is in you. He said, I cracked Minister Farrakhan.
That's right.
And if the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that through you, Brother Farrakhan, I'm going to get all my people, that means all of us who submit to what he's teaching, you will be cracked too.
Yes, sir.
I'm being cracked. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
I want to be cracked open, Brother Ernst. You understand? For the good of myself, for the good of my family, but also for the good of you. Because what's in me, God didn't put it in you. Each and every one of us is a book that we have to uncover and discover so that the rest of us can read. For the good of self and kind. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Let Minister Farrakhan crack you. Let him guide you. Brother Ansar, let him, I told him, I opened up the book, I said, brother, I ain't playing with this book right here.
Right.
Let him teach you. Let him guide you. You see? Right? Everything. This is why I put the paper up here, and I'm closing on this point. Islam comes to us, brothers and sisters, after everything else has failed.
That's right.
The Democrats have failed you. Right? Come on, talk to me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The Republicans have failed you.
Yes, sir.
The educational system has failed you.
Right.
The man gave you a mystery God, so your religion has failed you.
Yes, sir.
Everything that you have clinged to has failed you. God comes to give you back your natural religion. And it ain't no mystery. Right?
Right.
On earth as it is in heaven. Hear me?
Yes, sir.
For every spiritual law that you are taught, there's something in the physical realm to verify the truth of that spiritual law. That removes the mystery.
Right.
Say, well, you got to have faith. Well, you do have to have faith. Faith in who? Faith in what? You just don't believe. We can't just be believing people just to be believing them. That's not what the Bible teaches. Paul says, prove all things
Right.
and hold fast to that which is good.
Right.
So brothers and sisters, I thank you. This concludes our talk today. I hope that I said something that made some sense to you today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All praise is due to Allah. Brothers and sisters, I want to ask a question. Well, actually a few questions. How many of you are here today for your first time? Would you raise your hand if you were here today, Brother Chris? Something that's the truth, brother. Sometimes when you come, it is like being here today for your first. All praise is due to Allah. Let's give them a hand. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for coming. And I want to thank all of those who invited. I invited some people. They didn't make it, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about that. You're here. We thank Allah for your presence. How many of you are here today believe that what you heard today is the truth and good for black people? Do you believe it's the truth and good for black people? All praise is due to Allah. Give yourselves a round of applause. And brothers and sisters, if you believe that what you heard today is the truth and is good for our people, we want to extend the invitation today for you to unite on with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, and let's use our talents, our skills, and our resources to go after our people to resurrect them from this mental and this spiritual condition. If you think you would like to take that step today, just stand where you are if you think you would like to come and be a part of what it is that we're doing here. No, brother, no, that's okay, Keep coming, sister. It's all right, that's fine. You came, you heard. Come again.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Come with questions. I know you had some questions. See some looks on your faces. I know you got some questions. Come and ask the questions. In this lessons in the supreme wisdom, it says, I'm gonna leave this up here for you, Brother Ansar, as you close us in prayer. It says, and thank you for that, brother. You don't believe nothing on face value.
Right.
It says the lessons say ask questions and learn all about yourself. You got a right to ask.
That's right.
But if you're not asking questions, you're not going to learn what it is that you're trying to understand. I can't read your mind. I don't know what your questions are. But if you got them, give us an opportunity to answer. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. May God bless you with the light of understanding. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam,
Let's
sir.
bring Brother Ansar back to the roster. All praise to Allah.
Let's give our brother Muhammad a round of applause, brothers and sisters. This concludes our meeting. We normally take up charity. We haven't taken up charity since coming back into what we call sheltering in place. The Nation of Islam, we were, as we did today, online, but we too were sheltered in place as the country was. So in coming back, this I think maybe 5th or 6th meeting since we've been meeting. We have been meeting online. So we kind of fell out of the routine of taking charity. I'm not asking you for charity today. I'm just saying normally this would be the time that we would take charity right after acceptance. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, I'd like to also extend that honor and that welcoming for you to come back and be with us next weekend. Same Black Channel. Come on back here and hear something and learn something and gather something about yourself that will cause you and me to stand up and make a turnabout so we can be on the road to the true and living perpendicular of ourselves. So again, let's give our brother a beautiful hand. This is the time we can all stand, and we're going to face the east as we close out in prayer. Position of prayer. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, all praises is due to Allah. The beneficent, the merciful, master of the day of judgment in which we now live. To thee alone do we beseech for guidance and aid. For Allah, guide us on the right path, path upon whom thou hast bestowed favor, and not of the path in thy wrath is right now, nor upon those who have gone astray, not to be able to teaching. Amen.
Amen.
Brothers, greet your brothers. Sisters, greet your sisters. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thanks for coming out, brother. Thank you for coming out, brother.
Boy, y'all was preaching today.
Appreciate you. Yeah, yeah.